10 reasons to buy Tesla stock now. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the hoodie to prove it, and today we're going to be speaking about Tesla. Some of you may or may not be aware that I am a brand new investor in regards to Tesla. I bought half a share at the very top, half a share at $1,700. In today's video, my goal is to give you 10 reasons why I bought Tesla and why I believe it is a good company to buy right now. Potentially one of the best opportunities we'll ever get, even at these price points. I know traditionally it's not ideal to invest in a company whose price has gone up so quickly and so aggressively, but Tesla really is a very special company. So I'm not going to waste any time. We have 10 points to cover today. We're going to get straight into it. But first, can I please ask you to smash a like on this video? It means so much to me. You guys have been smashing the support lately. Can we see, right, if we can get 200 likes in 2 hours? That would be sick. If you're new around here, please hit that juicy red subscribe button. Join the family. The road to 20,000 subs is on, people. And please do drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Tesla. If you're an investor, you know, if you're one of the people who was in at $300-400, or if you're like me and you got in at the top $1,500 to $1,700. But anyway, guys, with that being said, let's get straight into the first point of today. Also, this little spot on the wall and this whole wall in general, this whole background should be getting painted today. I hear your calls. I want it painted too. It should be getting done today. But the very first thing I want to speak about Tesla, you know, we'll start at the beginning and we'll work our way up, okay, is what they're all about. So we go to Tesla's investor relations. Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Tesla is so much more than just a car company. They are so much more than electric vehicles. And I love everything that they stand for. Tesla wants to prove that people didn't need to compromise to drive electric. That electric vehicles can be better, quicker, and more fun to drive than gasoline cars. And I mean, that's important, you know. People want to help the environment. People want to drive an electric vehicle, but they don't want to compromise, you know. They don't want to give up quality of life. They don't want to give up things of that nature. So these electric vehicles have to be up to par in order to be popular, and that's exactly what Tesla is doing, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But basically, there is so much more to this company than just their cars. Now, to create an entire sustainable energy ecosystem, Tesla also manufactures a unique set of energy solutions: Powerwall, Powerpack, and Solar Roof, enabling homeowners, businesses, and utilities to manage renewable energy generation, storage, and consumption. And this is just the beginning. When I really started getting into Tesla is when I started not even thinking of them as an EV company whatsoever. There is so much more to them than that. Now, point number 2, and to understand a little bit more about Tesla, what their actual plan is and why it's important for us investors to know that, is their master plan Part Deux. So on August 2nd, 2006, okay, Elon Musk released this, the secret Tesla Motors master plan, just between you and me, all the way back in 2006. In short, their master plan was to build a sports car, okay? They wanted to build the expensive car to make money to fund the cheaper, more accessible cars. Then use that money to build an affordable car, use that money to build an even more affordable car, and while doing above, also provide zero-emission electric power generation options. So they have already completed this plan. In 2016, this plan was considered completed. And that brings us on to the master plan Part Deux. July 20th, 2016. So exactly 4 years ago tomorrow. So obviously there's quite a bit to it, but if we just go down to the summary. In short, the master plan Part Deux is: create stunning solar roofs with seamlessly integrated battery storage, expand the electric vehicle product line to address all major segments, develop a self-driving capability that is 10 times safer than manual via massive fleet learning, and enable your car to make money for you when you aren't using it. This is going to change the way the entire world works. These two things here could change the world literally, okay? This one in particular is one of the most exciting things to me, and we're going to speak about it a lot more a little bit later on, but developing a self-driving car that's safer than manual driving via fleet learning. But this here is the second part of the master plan. And I mean, when you start looking at these master plans, it becomes so obvious there's so much more than just another car maker. The third point of today, okay, is the growing electric vehicle demand, okay, and Tesla's market share. So here is a graph. The global electric car stock 2010 to 2019. 2010, 0.02 million. 11, 0.05. And we can see it starts to move up. As of 2019, we're up to 4.79 million. So still, in the grand scheme of things, you know, quite small. But there is a very clear, very obvious trend that this is a growing market, a very fast growing market. So look, as of right now, the EV market is estimated to register a compound annual growth rate of 18.4% during the forecast period until 2025. In the first quarter of 2020, 29% of global electric vehicle market belongs to Tesla. Now this is very important to know, because obviously the more of the market that Tesla controls, the higher a price target we can expect to see going forwards. And we're going to get into the bull and the bear case a little bit on. We're going to do a bit of a look into what ARK Invest thinks could happen, but ultimately, I think if Tesla can stay above a 25% market share, the stock's price is only going to go up and up. If they can break into a 50+%, I think it's going to be absolutely insane. And I think that could be a reality because they are so far ahead technologically, and you will see that when we get to the autonomous driving segment. But basically, there is a ever-growing, more popular EV market every single year, and Tesla are the biggest player in there by far at the moment, literally worldwide. Now, Tesla's annual revenue, millions of US dollars. This obviously represents more sales, okay? 15 million in 2008, all the way up to 24,578,000,000 in 2019. So it's fair to say they have been growing very, very quickly. And obviously, that's important, you know. We need to see Tesla growing at these rapid rates in order to take over more of the EV market, in order, you know, for us to make a lot of money in the stock. Tesla's third quarter sales grew 1,664% in 6 years, 271% in 2 years. They are selling a lot more vehicles. Here's Tesla's vehicle deliveries, okay? And just look at the jump. So, Tesla's autopilot, their autonomous driving, their potential self-driving taxis, and just how important all of this is in the future. So, Tesla has already come out and said that autopilot is statistically safer than a human driver. That off the bat is absolutely insane. If I could hop into a car, tell it where I want to go, not have to do anything, and be safer than me personally controlling that vehicle, that is a win-win. That is an absolute no-brainer and a half. That is amazing. That is disruptive technology. That could change the world. I said that a lot of times. The first quarter of 2018, Tesla reported 1 accident for every 2.91 million miles driven with autopilot engaged. The statistics for Teslas without autopilot engaged, okay, 1 accident for every 1.76 million miles. That is a lot more frequent. And this isn't even as good as it's going to get. They are still constantly getting more information on how to improve this autonomous driving. It is only going to get safer and safer, people. The autopilot feature comes for an extra $8,000 on their vehicles, okay? And it's purely software. It gives a significant extra profit to Tesla at virtually no cost. Now, the technology development. Tesla should have collected about 2 billion miles worth of information in regards to automatic driving so far. Self-driving algorithms are based on machine learning. Obviously, you know, it's a machine who is going to be driving the car for you, and more training data typically makes the algorithms more accurate. It makes sense. Competition is far behind, but the second best in the field, Google's Waymo, only amassing 20 million miles driven. I mean, Tesla, once again, technologically, is just so far ahead of the competition. It's disgusting. Everybody is years and years behind. Elon Musk said he's confident Tesla will achieve basic full autonomous driving capability by the end of this year. So the word basic would lead you to believe that, you know, it's a version that's nearly ready to go. Obviously, something like this would need to get approval from the relative authorities, so it probably won't get rolled out for another year or two, but I mean, that is not a long way away at all. Remember, we're thinking about investing in a company. 1 or 2 years for a piece of news like this is not a long time. Now look, Elon Musk has come out before and said that he plans to launch their driverless taxi service in 2020. That's not looking likely by any means whatsoever, but it is genuinely looking likely that this could happen in 2021 or 2022, which will literally change the way the world works. I think autonomous driving is going to be one of the biggest possible ever growth catalysts for Tesla. The next potential growth catalyst in the short term, okay, is Tesla's potential S&P 500 inclusion. So Tesla's Q2 earnings come out on July 22nd. I spoke about this briefly yesterday, and a GAAP profit posted would make Tesla eligible for S&P 500 inclusion, which could be absolutely massive. Essentially, getting included in the S&P 500 would essentially force fund managers and ETF managers to purchase Tesla stock, which obviously is going to make the stock's price go even higher in the short term. Regardless of whether these people want to buy it or not, they will have to. The S&P 500 and the likes. There is a lot of people shorting Tesla right now, okay? So let's just say that they do get S&P 500 inclusion, and that causes a lot of massive people to come in and start picking up Tesla shares. And these short sellers are then forced to buy out of their shorts, again pushing the price up even higher, something we like to call a short squeeze. All of this is intertwined and could lead to a massive short-term run, and I mean a massive short-term run. Now, you're all more than likely aware at this stage that S&P 500 inclusion can really affect a stock's price in the short term. I mean, we saw it with Yahoo. They went up something like 64-ish% in 5 trading days when they got included in the S&P 500. Now, following that initial run up, there was, they trickled back down until they got to some sort of a normal level, but ultimately it was good for the company. And I don't think it's ever going to be a bad thing for a company to be included in the S&P 500. I don't see how that can ever be taken as a bad thing. So this was one of the reasons that I wanted to get into them now, instead of potentially waiting for a pullback, because, who knows, we might not see that pullback for a considerable period of time, especially if in these Q2 earnings on July 2020, a gap profit is posted. It's just something that's going to fill new investors with even more confidence, and a lot more people could be willing to buy. So speaking about getting new investors into the company, I want to speak a little bit about this potential stock split that a lot of people are mentioning. Now, I don't know if there's any reputable source or any reason why Tesla will do a stock split. I don't think it's been said by Elon or anybody on the Tesla team. I think it's just complete and utter speculation at this point, but it could be a good move for the company. A lot of people still don't have access, to fractional shares. I do, thankfully. I only had to buy half a share of Tesla instead of a full one. But right now, Tesla's sitting at $1,500 a share. It was as high as over $1,700 a share. And simply put, a lot of retail investors just don't have that kind of money. They can't just go and buy a full share of Tesla even if they want to, and a lot of people don't have fractional shares available to them. So say, for example, if we saw a 10-to-1 stock split and Tesla was $1,500, it comes down to $150. A lot more people will actually be able to afford Tesla stock, which could again drive a new amount of people into the company, driving the stock price up yet again. Now, this one here isn't a big reason. It's just a small one I wanted to put in there, because if it does happen, again, it could have that knock-on effect, which could see the stock price go up even more. But this is more psychological than anything, and it's by no means guaranteed, and it may not even have any effect. It is just something I wanted to mention though, because I've seen a few people on YouTube in particular speaking about it lately. I've seen a lot of people getting excited about it, and I would like if it happened, in all honesty. I do think it would encourage more people to get involved, but anyway, I'll leave it there. I won't get too into this point. Let's speak about ARK Invest. I mean, a lot of people know who ARK Invest are at this stage, especially their RKK, their Disruptive Innovation ETFs, and a lot of people have a lot of respect for ARK and their opinions, and a lot of people know about ARK because of Cathy Woods and her projection that Tesla could realistically be $7,000 by 2024, as high as $22 in an absolute best case scenario, and somewhat realistically over $15,000 a share by 2024. So here's ARK's expected value in 2024, $7,000. The bear case is at $1,500, and that's a 25% probability. The bull case is at $15,000, and again, they say that they see a 25% probability that this could come true. 10x for a company like Tesla in 4 years. But even that expected value of $7,000 would show an absolutely immense return. So the table below summarizes the upper and lower bounds for each of these variables: their gross margins, capital efficiency, and autonomous capabilities. So gross margins, costs fall in line with Wright's law. Margins reach negative 40%, consistent with a dominant brand that is an innovation cycle ahead of commoditized competitors. So basically, Tesla just stays as far ahead of the curve as they are, and ARK's likelihood is at 80%. Capital efficiency, $11,000 unit capacity, $4,000 worse than the industry expectations for EVs, and roughly equal to Tesla's Shanghai factory, 50%. And then the autonomous capability, okay? ARK's likelihood 30%. That fully autonomous driving commercially launches in 2021. Tesla charges $2.50 per mile, falling to $1 while taking a 50% platform fee. Now, I find it interesting that this 30% seems to be around this launching in 2021, but this is for a 2024 scenario. And personally, I do see a fully autonomous Tesla by 2024, 100%. Well, 100%'s not fair to say, but you get the picture. ARK has 10 scenarios, each with a different probability, each with a different price tag. I'll zoom in a little bit for you so you can all see what this, but it's Tesla lowers the cost, builds factories efficiently, and launches this autonomous network. And I mean, if all of that happens, they have a price tag of $22,000. So a lot of it rides on whether or not Tesla will be autonomous by 2024. That is what it really comes down to. And Elon already said he wanted it by this year. Now it's looking like it could happen within 2 years. That paints a very good picture. And I have a lot of respect for the opinions of ARK Invest, particularly Cathy Wood. So I know these price targets seem somewhat difficult to comprehend, okay? But it makes a lot of sense, especially when you keep in mind all of the things that are going for Tesla right now. Okay, next up we have the Giga Factories. So again, these just fall in line with Tesla's mission, okay, of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. These Giga Factories will allow production to ramp up to 500,000 cars per year. Tesla alone will require today's entire worldwide supply of lithium-ion batteries. The Tesla Gigafactory was born out of necessity and will supply enough batteries to support Tesla's projected vehicle demand. And they're obviously, of course, building more Giga Factories, which will allow more cars to be produced, which will allow the bigger market share, which will allow better margins, which will allow an autonomous driving to become a reality quicker. It is all so intertwined. November 2019, Tesla announced that they will build a Gigafactory Europe right outside Berlin, planned to be operational by the end of 2021. Again, the short-term prospects are incredible, and the short-term prospects only say amazing things for the long-term prospects. Now, lithium is very, very important to Tesla. Right now, there's a deal by Ganfeng, which follows supplementary agreement with LG Chem, China's top producer of lithium. They've agreed a deal with Tesla to supply a fifth of its production to the vehicle maker, highlighting the push for supply pacts. So again, Tesla is just doing everything. Literally everything right. It's all so exciting. I really wish I looked into them properly earlier on and I didn't just think they were this ridiculous spec play. I really wish I did. And the final catalyst, okay, is just this man right here. It's Elon Musk, one of the great geniuses of our time. I used to think, honestly, before I looked into the company, this man was some sort of a liability. I thought, you were paying a premium for Elon Musk, which you are, but rightfully so. He is a genius. He is literally changing the world for everybody who's alive right now and everybody who will be alive in the future. This man he's changing everything. This man will go down in history. He will never be forgotten. He will change the way the entire world works through Tesla. And anybody who can do that is more than capable of creating a company who can give us investors back a lot of money in the long term. Tesla is a company where in the short term anything can happen, and I don't think it's all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, I've said it and been criticized for it in the past. My worst case scenario realistically would be $600 to $700 a share. And if you even look at ARK Invest, if you look at Cathy, the biggest Tesla bulls in the world, they have even worse case scenarios than that. I do think it's very, very unlikely, and that's why I stopped waiting for any considerable pullback, because I do think that's unlikely. And if one does come, I only own half a share, people. I don't have a very big position. I will load up on the company if I ever do get the opportunity. But they, people, are 10 of the biggest reasons I went ahead and did invest in Tesla and will continue to do so. And if we see a considerable pullback, I am going to go crazy. There we have it, guys. I just became aware that I didn't really make a video completely and utterly explaining why I did decide to go ahead and invest at what may seem like a crazy price point to some people. But do remember, I'm a long-term investor. I want to hold on to Tesla for a very long time. And even in the stock market, 4 years, that's not a long time. That is still a relatively short-term investment. It's medium-term to be generous. And the short to mid-term outlook is absolutely incredible. Who even knows where the long-term outlook could be? Who knows where Tesla could be in 20 plus years? It's actually incredible to even just try and think about. But anyway, guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you watched until the end, you are a true legend. I appreciate you so much. Could I please ask you to drop the video a like if you haven't yet, and drop me a comment down below, let me know what you think, because this video did take quite a while to make. I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for another video in literally a few hours. Have a good one, people. Peace.